Welcome to the Deals Behind the Money. I'm Kathleen Flynn. I'm here with Kevin Landis from Firsthand Capital Management, and we're talking about clean tech investing. Until recently, your focus has been on mutual funds and investing through clean tech that way. But now you're raising a new fund for clean tech startups.
That's right. Since 1994, Firsthand's been based in Silicon Valley, investing just in technology companies, but mostly through our mutual fund vehicles. Although, as the years have gone by, we've put more and more into private companies because that's where we've seen some of the better opportunities. Now we think it's time to have a vehicle that's dedicated just to that, late-stage clean tech companies.
Yeah, I said startups, but really you're looking at perhaps slightly more mature companies than I might usually mean when I say startups. So talk about the stage of investment.
Well, I think it starts with the observation that the IPO window is slammed shut pretty tight these days. And there are a number of companies that have been working away for years now. And they would have normally been the 2009, 2010 IPOs that everyone was trying to get a piece of. Now they're looking for a runway to make it to 2011, 2012 for their IPO. So we think that's a great opportunity. It gives you a chance to be pretty picky about which companies you invest in and still get good valuations.
So give me an example of the typical kind of company, the stage it would be at, how big the investment you might make in it would be.
Well, I think what we'd be doing is making the investment that allows the company to either ramp their production or to continue to ramp their production. So you want companies that have proof of concept, they have paying customers, they're not yet cash flow positive, but they're shipping for revenue, and they've shown that their basic premise works. And really, it's all about giving them runway. And in some cases, it might be 10 million. In other cases, it could be a lot more.
So what kinds of technologies are you most excited about?
Well, for me, personally, I'm an ex-semiconductor guy, so I really like solar. And I watch that silicon technology get relentlessly cheaper, and it has a great appeal. So, and that's both thin film solar and the sort of the classic semiconductor or the silicon-based solar. But there are also great technologies in clean water and advanced materials.
What about things like smart grid or carbon credits and the infrastructure that we need underneath those? Are those of interest?
Those are of some interest, particularly smart grid. But there are many branches to the alternative energy tree, and some of them are really many years from fruition, and others are sort of blooming right now. So we look at solar and wind and energy efficiency as the ones that are really blooming right now and going to bear fruit soonest.
There's a lot of talk about limited partners having less money at their disposal. It must be an interesting time to be fundraising. I know you can't talk about that specifically, but Can you talk about that in general trend terms?
Well, I think in general, you have to get used to the idea that people who tell you that they have money may honestly believe that, and then when it comes time to go get it, it turns out not to be true. And that counts even for people who think they've already raised their fund and they have commitments, and they go to make their capital call and it's not there. So yes, that adds a very daunting wrinkle to the whole process, whether you're an existing fund, a fund that's launching, or you're just a startup company who thinks they've got their next round closed and hasn't quite got it yet. But these are the times we live in.
Okay. Before we let you go, let's let you comment on the political environment. It seems that perhaps it will be more friendly to the whole clean tech industry.
Sure. A McCain administration would have been great for nuclear. I think an Obama administration is probably a little bit better for everything else. And so we're invested mostly in the everything else, so that benefits us.
All right. Well, that sounds like a positive note to end the interview on. Thank you very much, Kevin Landis from Firsthand Capital Management. And thank you for watching Behind the Money. I'm Kathleen Flynn.